it takes 6 pages to list all the federal charges those 2 men now face. Trusted to run and renovate the hotel, a destroyed pool lays flat and a huge hole remains in 2 fences of these homes behind me where a silver Ford Fusion crashed through someone's yard. And I hope you can hear me because it's kind of loud out here, but as you can see, the fans are already packing the seats. Hola, Cristel, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, amigo, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, gracias por estar aquí conmigo.
Gracias, saludos, Peoria.
El impacto de COVID-19 ha dejado muchísimos pequeños negocios contando con el apoyo de la comunidad. But one thing I do want to show you guys right now is this huge hole dead set in the lobby ceiling right now. Residents tell me as they were being evacuated yesterday, this ceiling was leaking water, and you can see some of the dangling light fixtures here and also through this hallway right through here. I'm told that there were 4 people originally inside, and I'm told that all 4 people, including their pets, were able to make it out of the house safely before firefighters even arrived. It's still a quiet yet active scene here this afternoon. As you can see here, caution tape still blocking off half the street here where Peoria County Sheriff Chris Watkins tells us an 80-year-old boy and his mother were both shot to death earlier this morning. Soon after they dispersed in Peoria from the Walmart on University, we got a tip that they were heading here. So this happened afterwards, and this does seem to be a little bit more aggressive. Protesters have created somewhat of a barrier in between them. I want to show you this snow bank right here. Now, I'm about 5'8", mind you, and this, if I was closer, you can see it's almost up to my neck. There was plenty of back and forth this evening between both candidates, Governor J.B. Pritzker and State Senator Darren Bailey, just about an hour ago. I want to introduce you guys here to Senior Blue Lips McQuackers here, or at least that's what I call him. And he is one of 30,000 ducks inside these blue crates right here that will be racing off this Saturday.
Tonight, it's a story you're only going to see right here on WMBD. A teen girl opening up about her experience stealing cars in Peoria.
And as we found out, it's a growing problem not only in Peoria, but across the nation. In a list from the National Insurance Crime Bureau, Illinois ranks 5th in vehicle thefts by state, and that beats out New York.
And just in the first half of 2023, there were nearly 21,000 thefts reported in Illinois. That's a whopping increase of 38% since 2022.
And now tonight, we're going to hear from that teenage car thief and also her mother. I spoke with both of them, both to gain more understanding on this issue. And as you're about to see, the search for solutions is a complicated one.
I don't know, we were just walking, tired of walking, and then we just took it.
So you and a group of friends were just out of walking and said, let's just take a car. Call it a crime of opportunity or ruthless robbery. It's a problem. Not only plaguing Peoria and shocking the state,
stolen car intentionally rammed a squad car. A dark colored hoodie, juvenile male.
But a nuisance throughout the nation. Teens stealing cars, some empty-handed, others guns drawn.
First tonight, there has been an uptick in car thefts nationwide this past year, and we're on a mission to find out why that's the case.
In our search for solutions over the years, we've spoken with police, city leaders, and community activists. But for the first time, looking for understanding, we're hearing directly from a teen involved in the acts.
In that moment, you don't care, like I don't care, until I am actually in a cell.
A 15-year-old, we'll call her Kayla. From her experience telling the whys, the hows, and if there's a way to stop it. What made you want to do that? Want to take cars?
To be in them and for memories and just to be in them.
Kayla's been involved and arrested in at least 4 car thefts since 2022, not including stealing her own mother's car for a joyride. She says she hasn't done it since her latest arrest and says she's only ever been a passenger in the stolen cars, never in the driver's seat. How did you feel when you did it for the first time?
Anxious, scared, but I was also good because I was in a car.
In the car with friends, which is the only reason she says she'll go along with it, including in a previous carjacking when an older woman was assaulted and injured. She says she and others learned tactics from videos on YouTube and TikTok, some giving step-by-step instructions on stealing, starting, and speeding off. Do you ever think about the people who are hurt in these incidents?
It's technically not my responsibility. You got a kid, not me.
According to Peoria police data, there were 736 motor vehicle thefts in 2022. 40 resulted in juveniles arrested. As of October of this year, that number is already surpassed with 905 thefts and 53 of them landing juveniles behind bars.
It's infuriating. It's embarrassing, actually.
This is Kayla's mom, Nikki. reacting to Kayla's actions. While she says Kayla's younger years in DCFS played a big role in her behavior, she also believes peer pressure and lenient consequences can motivate these crimes.
If they don't have enough points to go to the juvie, they'll leave them out here. So you getting away with it. Scot-free, they're gonna take you home to your parent.
But even when teens are booked, she says a short stay at the juvenile detention center doesn't always work.
I've once said, they've been in there 15 days, they have not learned their lesson, I'm not coming to get them. Well, we're gonna call DCFS on you, and you're gonna get the charge for neglect if you don't come get them.
You know, a lot of people would say the parents should do more. What exactly are you doing or have you done to stop this behavior?
What are we to do? We can't touch them. We barely can say something to them, or DCFS is threatened into our lives. If I touch my kids, I'm going straight to jail. Been there, done that. I'm not touching no more kids. So what else you got to do? They're not running me and my household. And if you kick them out, going to jail again. That's neglect. So can you give me some options?
So do you feel stuck?
Yes, definitely.
This is the reality we showed Peoria County State's Attorney Jody Hughes.
I'm sympathetic to the mom.
Whose office is often criticized, with many saying not enough is done to prosecute and punish teen offenders.
We seek punishment that we can under the law. Unfortunately, the juvenile court system was created in a different time.
She says the goal of juvenile court is rehabilitation, not punishment, although more violent offenses like carjackings, assault, and murder are exceptions, unlike destruction to property, ergo car thefts.
It's not a perfect system, and I agree, but at the end of the day, we have to follow the law, and we can only do so much under the type of offense that the juvenile has committed.
So what exactly can be done right now? A question I asked Kayla.
Nothing could stop any kid from doing anything they want to do. I mean, nobody's going to stop taking cars. And even if you try to put a lock on a car, try to do anything, they're still going to find a way.
If teens and juveniles had stricter punishment, do you think that would stop them?
Yeah.
Her mom, who's afraid that reaching out for community help may possibly lead to DCFS getting involved, says maybe boot camps or even therapy sessions would work.
They need somebody who can talk to and will not go and tell others what's going on.
We have to try to strike into their psyche and also the magnitude of what they're doing.
Antoine Banks is the founder and CEO of Product of the Project, an organization investing in inner-city kids, offering mentorships, nutrition, curriculums, and soft skills.
A lot of these kids in the subconscious is moved by video games, music, and they don't equate that with real life.
He says exposing teens to the reality of life with positive and successful reflections of themselves and others to the negative outcomes of their decisions could help steer them on the right path.
Things are in place to make things better. I just think that, we want instant gratification for some things, and I think that the work needs to continue, and then as the needle moves forward, we'll see some change.
And back in April, state and city leaders announced the Greater Peoria Auto Crimes Task Force, hoping to crack down on both car thefts and carjackings. State Attorney Jody Hughes says that's still in its infant stages right now and should gain more legs in the coming year.
A ring of fire leads to a full circle moment.
2 weeks ago, a massive fire, now deemed accidental, destroyed a dozen apartments in West Peoria, costing millions in damages, devastating and displacing many. The cause is still undetermined. But despite that heartache comes a story of heroism and humanity. I spoke with two people caught in the center of that fire and found they share a deep connection that they never expected.
My apartment was right up here on the third story.
A third story that is now history.
I was just really fortunate everybody got out. This was bad.
Tristan Morris is returning to the scorched site that was once his home. He's one of 17 people who, in a flash of flames, lost everything after a late-night fire 2 weeks ago gutted 12 units at the Edgewood Apartments in West Peoria. Hallways crumbled, floors disintegrated, years of memories singed to dust and debris.
I try not to think about it. I try to just keep moving forward.
He's since found a new home, but for a brief moment faced a devastating deja vu. About 3 years ago, Tristan was homeless. He credits much of his survival during that time to the support from the Peoria Porch Pantry.
They made sure I had things I needed to survive, sleeping bags, can openers, stuff so I wouldn't starve to death.
He says he's always wondered how to repay them. Fast forward to June 20th, 2023, the chance came in the form of tragedy. The same flames that swallowed his apartment trapped Caleb Martin's family on the top floor.
The smoke was so thick you can't breathe. Even if you got to I was crawling on the floor to get place to place. I couldn't see anything. I had to feel around.
Martin says he woke up to the fire and his first thought was saving his fiancée and 2 little girls. But with no clear exit and no working fire extinguisher nearby, the only way out was through the window. He says he trembled to lure his 5-year-old out first.
Them looking up at you like, Daddy, I don't want to die. Mom, Dad, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And having to trust the people below.
Come on! You got my word!
These people below. Body cam video captures the startling seconds law enforcement and 3 neighbors used a bed sheet to catch Caleb's youngest daughter.
Come down! We got him! Good job! Good job! Good job!
The rest of the family got out by ladder. The 3 holding the sheet with police: Norman Johnson, Dylan Lyon, and Tristan Morris.
Our average Joe heroes. They are my heroes to this day, and they will always be my heroes.
I just did my part. I just did whatever I could. You know what I mean? I heard kids, and that's the first thing I thought of was getting the kids out.
I think I did what any normal man would have done under the circumstances.
But the full circle moment came days later after the smoke settled when Tristan and Caleb met at the porch pantry. Turns out Caleb is the nephew of the pantry's owner who helped Tristan during his lowest point.
I grabbed him up and gave him a hug, man. It's really chilling to see your hero in person.
Now staying in a motel, Caleb calls it divine intervention. Tristan says it's not exactly the repayment he had in mind, but knowing he was able to help helps him cope with everything.